0.
I am at 0, 0, 0. I've like brought it back.
Go back. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Let's watch. Be good. Be good. So it's called Incursion.
Okay, so it's made by Grinding Gear Games. I was expecting that. That's good. That's good. It's Aztecs. Okay.
Letting the Aztecs.
Death.
The return of the ball?
It's gotta be.
Lost for over 1,000 years. But there is a way to find Atsuatl.
Is that Bex? Sounds like Bex.
Into the past.
Oh shit! Fighting dinosaurs! 400 pens. I mean, Bic.
Alright, so you got 10 seconds to go. It's
Oh,
Breach!
Oh, there's a new, what's it called? Okay, we're gonna, I'm just watching it for now, but, oh, what the fuck?
Transform the temple's future. Defeat the architects. Open new paths. Steer the temple's construction. Once we locate the ruins of Atsuatl, everything within is ours for the taking.
Pay me! We got chess.
Yeah, they reworked Blight. See? Blight now also is gonna do the same explosion as, Incinerate.
Nice. Good change for play.
Oh, I think I figured out a new support gem from that.
Make history.
From those like couple bow shots. Okay, wait. What the fuck?
We'll have to get the
continues.
manifesto afterwards. Yeah, we get the introduction.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson.
In Incursion, Alva Valai will transport you into the past to find the lost Val treasure
so it is
temple at
Val.
Atsuatl.
Yeah,
By
it's just good,
spilling
dude.
more
They're
Val
the
blood, your
they're
time
the
in
Aztecs
past
in
will be
this
extended.
world.
Yeah.
When the incursion ends, the items you earned will shower at
Yes.
your feet.
Pay me!
Changes made in the past will affect the temple ruins in the present day.
Interesting.
Unlocking doors in the past will allow you to access those rooms later. Killing Val architects will let you swap or upgrade rooms in the temple. You should remove rooms with disadvantages and upgrade rooms which can contain valuable rewards. You only get 11 chances to upgrade the temple before you visit it in the present, so make sure you do as much as you can to maximize your profits.
Kaboom.
Yeah, see?
It's Vol.
Oh, it's Volblight. Okay, yeah. Nice.
So that's what the explosion is. It's Volb, right?
Once you've looted the ruins of Atsuatl, you may return to the past to reset the course of history and try again.
Interesting.
So yeah, so it's like do 11 like timed Zana missions, and then you get your own custom kind of created dungeon based off.
Yeah, final dungeon. Yeah. That's cool.
All right.
That's good. That's gonna be really weird though. Like that's gonna take a little bit to get used to. Like trying to figure out. Okay.
Fuck Uber Lab, because this is all gonna be about like getting the mechanic again and again and again as many times as you can. So maps it is.
Let's go look at the incursion.
All right, Incursion.
Let's start
League.
reading.
The Incursion Challenge League. Alva Valai. Hey, it's a Spanish person. Why doesn't she have a
Come on,
Spanish accent?
Conquistador.
What the fuck? So back in time, discovered location temple. Incursion League, new gems, new items, Master Bank, mega kind of skills. Okay. The Temple of Atsuatl. Dude, I swear, if we have to fight that Quexo, like whatever, lightning dude, like he would be the most terrifying boss. A map, like a high level map version of that guy.
Yeah,
Oh, it could
not
click.
fun.
The
Sorry,
temple.
so it's in Swallow.
Forgotten by the world until now. So each time you encounter her, she opens a time portal. Visit the temple outside during its construction. This allows to learn its location in the present day and allow you to influence its contents and reap its rewards.
Okay.
After roughly a dozen, Alpha will have narrowed down the present day location of the temple. Together you will explore the jungle, discover the temple, claim its treasures. Step in a room of the temple has its own unique risks and rewards. Okay.
Okay, so there's the old there's the old part. Get the monster kill on your time
Okay,
limit.
so does the images have anything interesting? No, there's somehow using, is that Wild Strike?
Which one? The,
The
first
third
one?
one. No, the first one's Reeve and
Yeah, it's just Reeve.
no,
It
the
is
third one.
Wild Strike. Yeah, Wild Strike.
Why?
I don't know, Wild Strike.
Why? It's Wild Strike. Okay.
Nothing I see here that
No, there's
looks
nothing.
like all the old shit.
Yeah, it's nothing new. Alright, alter the course of history. By killing the vault architects who guide the demo's construction, you can influence what rooms appear in the present day version. During incursions, you may find keys that can be used to unlock doors in the past, allowing access to additional rooms in the future. Okay, so like you start, like for example here, entrance, storage room, tempest generator, demolition lab, cellar, sanctum of vitality, pits, sanctum of unity, passageways. Okay, so he went to the right. Or he did, what? How did he? That's okay. So he had to kind of like go around on the left and then go back up to the right to like skip the workshop.
Yeah, you skipped the workshop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like if you count entrance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for the apex.
And I'm guessing that means you had to do it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Because odds are the reason why you had to backtrack to some of these places is because they have the keys to the other location. So like he had to go backwards to get over here to like maybe the demolition lab had the key to the pit, which then allowed him, or like Doriani's Institute or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you had to go back, but it's
And-
like if you would have guessed wrong,
And like
you lost one of your
he
belts.
leveled these because they mentioned in the video that you can level the zones, like you can upgrade them. They did a
Yeah.
showcase where you click. So he leveled like storage room, tempest,
Yeah,
demolition
Doriani's
to 2,
to
and Doriani's to 3. So that's interesting. Balance your risk and reward. By traveling into the past, influencing the vault architects that upgrade the rooms they are building, you can access many upgraded rooms come with rewards worthy of significant danger they introduce into the temple. Alright. New mods.
Yay!
Damage pen. What?
Lightning pen. Just
Plus
straight
flat
pen.
lightning. That's just a prefix.
Yeah. Oh, that's flat lightning and lightning pen.
Yeah.
That's OP.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yay!
It's just a prefix.
That's
Fucking hell,
Yay!
wow.
Max life, percent life, and a shit ton of flat on one mod.
That's insane. Plus the fact that because it's base, like you can have up to you could have like 240 life plus 5% increased max life.
Who needs a combs high when you have that fucker on?
Okay.
Let's look at the first one, the story of the vault. This is a new weapon type too.
Parasite blade. Increases
Oh,
damage.
it's upgradable. First off, it is an upgradable weapon. This item can be transformed on the altar of sacrifice.
Okay, so it seems like generally that's going to be the mechanic of this thing.
The breach, the same thing as breach league.
50% of physical damage from hits with this weapon is converted to a random element. Hits with this weapon always inflict elemental ailments. So basically, you are always shocking.
Doing one of them.
Well, considering the fact that they have duration, if you're hitting fast enough, which you are with a 1.46 attacks per second, like if you have multi-strike, they are permanently shock chilled ignited.
Yeah, I mean all you need is flat. If you have flat on it, even who gives a shit, right? Because it just says hits with this weapon.
Yeah.
So if you have like flat cold, flat fire, and flat lightning, you're doing all three of them. And I'm guessing this is the upgrade, Fate of the Vol.
Yeah, it is, because now you see 100% of physical damage from hits with this weapon is converted to a random element, so it converts 100% for free. Hits with this weapon always inflict, and they deal extra damage to ignited frozen shock. So basically, as long as you're hitting fast enough and you have all three. Oh, give me a second. Phone's ringing. Yeah. So yeah, basically it's like, what?
You get
150% increased damage on a weapon that the DPS is alright. You have to get flat fizz somewhere though.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's called fucking throwing it up like anything. Double steel rings, a fucking abysses. Who gives a shit?
No, I know. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm
around,
saying
like,
it's like it has to be built around because
and
on
then
its
you
own.
turn around, you stat stick it, so you have more fucking shit. Like, okay, doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, if you stat stick it, actually, you would always ignite freeze shock on every single thing because your hit would hit
Yeah.
for all 3.
Yeah, and you would destroy everything.
Mark of the
Okay.
Spirit Drinker. Next one.
This thing is super interesting.
Your energy shield starts at 0, cannot gain. And you regen more life per second if you have more max ES.
Yeah, so you get. So it's really interesting. So what it's saying is that you have no ES.
Yeah, your
but you
ES
have
is
a maximum.
converted
So if
to
you have-
nothing.
Your EX is dropped to 0, but if you have the thresholds, I mean, 150 flat life regen is like huge. It's a massive amount of flat, but you have to have 1500 ES.
Yeah, so basically, it's if you were to wear this, it would be
That's
instead of wearing
300.
armor-based gear or like evasion-based gear. If you can't not wear evasion because if you're wearing evasion, you're building around evasion. But if you're like a character that's not scaling armor and you're just kind of wearing armor because it's convenient for colors, if you're willing to put in the coloring effort into wearing pure ES gear, you could get a whole bunch of life. Now, the question
Life
is,
regen. Yeah.
how hard is that to do?
I mean, it's a big gain. I mean, you're getting if you can hit the 15, that's 300. But it's like, can you do that without sacrificing a lot? Because I'm like, this is the helm, so you already lost the helm. The helm gives shit for ES. Like
Yeah.
1500 base ES. I mean, I guess in theory you could slap on discipline and literally use it as
yeah.
a vitality gem at that point.
This is also interesting for if you happen to have a guardian in your party.
Oh man, a guardian makes this thing like the freest of items.
Yeah.
Guardian just walks up and you have all the life regen. Like guaranteed you have all of it.
So that actually is quite interesting as a kind of a synergy type thing. Problem is, the thing is,
and that's the unupgraded that we do.
Yeah,
is the
I'm hoping the upgraded helps make it a bit more of a trade off because I honestly feel like getting 1500 ES if you're not scaling ES as a defensive means you have to scale
hard.
life. Means you are sacrificing so many like
extra
stats
nodes
on gear or passive tree points to be able to make that work. Where it's like, yes, 150 life regen is very good, but is it actually more defense than having gotten all those stats as like armor and life? You know?
The thing is though, because it is an alternate line, that should be 50, 100. That should be 300 if you hit the 1500. Because you get 50 at 5, then you're gonna get 100 at 1000, then you're gonna get 150 at 1500. They're all 3 different lines.
Okay, so it'd be 300 life regen.
300 life regen per second.
See, the problem to me is
it's still really hard to pull off.
It's still really hard to. I feel like it's too hard to pull off. Where it's like, because realistically, what build survives through life regen other than RF? Most others either have life gain on hit or leech, which will give them much more than 300 per second.
Yeah, like that's the hard part. It's like 300. I mean, it's a lot because you can scale it, but I mean, you could, in theory, build a very, very, very fat life regen character. But I don't know how you would balance the stats out. But I mean, you could get ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's got some extra incentive in when it's transformed on the altar of sacrifice, because in my opinion it's got the same problem as vitality, as in the stats on it in theory have no problem. It's all really good, you know, if you have the effect. The problem is, you know, just as vitality, you don't feel like reserving your mana or life for that. You don't feel like having a full set of ES gear plus having to scale it a bit on tree or running discipline for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, is it worth doing the headache of getting to it?
But it is really cool. And I do think that as like party play, if you're doing like, for example, an RFer like a life-based RF that's getting accompanied by like a guardian. The interesting thing is RF still burns you for the energy shield that is at 0.
Yeah.
So
It's still a max.
it still increases damage of RF while helping sustain it a lot. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's a combo play at that point.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess in a way, if you were doing a life-based RF and you just wanted to scale ES at the ass but not take ZO, like, and not have low life, you could scale ES as a way of scaling your max life for more damage for the RF itself, and still getting a trade of life regen to help you sustain it behind.
Yeah, really easily. I mean, it's just gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I mean, the upgrade might make it a little bit better, but like, cause I think it's a leveling hound because it's only 31, but at the same time, I'm like, who the fuck is using this to level?
Who has 1500 max ES at 31?
I don't has 500 on some characters is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Well, leveling if you're playing a life-based character.
You can't level as ES.
Yeah,
you can't level as
exactly,
pure
point.
ES.
Like you're gonna slap on pure fucking ES pieces? Okay. Yeah, fun with
Anyway.
Anyways, next, Vol skill gems and new trap gems.
12 new gems. 6 new
gems.
Vol skills, 5 new trap skills, and a new trap support gem. Okay. So,
Trap skills.
Vol Purity of Fire.
So
You and nearby allies gain 22% additional fire resistance. Wait. Oh,
That's
no.
normal.
That's the Purity of Fire.
Impurity of Fire is the upgrade.
That's an aura that reduces fire damage. Oh, so that's how the gems are going to look now. I see.
Yeah, they're going to be on both.
Okay. Makes hits against nearby enemies.
Interesting.
So
nearby enemies' fire resistance is ignored by hits, so it drops them to 0.
Yeah. Which means it's really cool if the person is in no way investing into pen. So that's cool. I like the fact that it's a extra, like, for RF, like, this is amazing. You're just, oh shit, I'm in a bit of a shitty spot. Boop.
16% reduced.
So, alright. That's pretty cool. Purity of Lightning, exactly the same thing.
It's just the lightning. It's
okay.
Shock instead of igniting. Blah, blah, blah.
Vol Blight.
Vol Blight.
I'm assuming there's a whatever. Oh wait, no. Is this all 12? Oh wait. No, this is 10. So I'm gonna assume that Purity of Ice is one of the non-showed there. So how's Blight's damage thing? So
has better base damage. Has better duration.
Has better secondary. Plus 2 additional layers in a large area, growing greatly in the same time. Enemies less substantially hindered. 80% reduced movement speed, which is normal. Base duration is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Base secondary duration is 3 seconds. Debuff can have up to 20 layers of damage and only take 20% increase. So I'm kind of confused by this.
Alright, so what it looks like it does is that it blows up.
Right.
And maybe, so it will blow up. They will be they're hindered to 80. It lasts way longer than the normal one. It lasts 3 seconds instead of 0.8 at base. And it puts a dot on them, basically.
But the dot, okay, here's what's confusing me.
And you just keep having extra layers.
The problem is the base chaos damage per second. It's unless you can somehow recast this every 6 seconds, you're only ever getting 2 dots. So it's like, isn't this... Because 2 dots of blight is usually not enough to kill. I mean, I guess because the damage... So the damage is about 2.5 times, right? So it's 1.7 times 2 would be 3.4. So 4.3s, yeah, you have like an extra 8, so 3.4, 4.2. Yeah, so it's basically 2.5 times. So if it's putting 2 stacks, it's exactly putting 5 stacks. Is 5 stacks of blight enough to kill most
I mean,
mobs?
it does a good amount. Remember, it's stacking on top of everything else, and they're taking 20% more chaos damage.
Right. So maybe it's enough. So
I
that's
mean,
it's enough for
out.
white mobs. I don't think it's enough for blue mobs, and definitely not enough
It
for
might
rares.
be. If you scale it, you might nuke a poor fucking white mob. But it seems more support heavy.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice added thing.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
And you want Ball Blade Vortex.
Oh shit! All right. Creates an independently moving vortex of 10 ethereal blazes / refrigeration. Hey, we are now Maligaro. The vortex moves towards nearby enemies, repeatedly damaging it. It passes through, deals a fuck ton of base damage. Holy shit.
Look at that bottom line. 100% increased critical strike chance.
Well, that's normal. That's Blade Vortex.
Oh yeah, because for each blade,
Yeah.
that's right, you get 10% crit. And it has 10, so yeah, it just gives you all 100 of them.
It does have
8
plus
radius is
8
pretty
to
nice.
radius.
That's nice.
Which is very
Hits
juicy.
enemies every 0.13 seconds.
Which
I don't know.
which is
Not sure how
way,
long
way better. Well, actually, no, that might just be the damage of Blade Vortex at 10, because Blade Vortex starts at 0.6 at the first blade, but then the damage becomes more frequent as you get more blades. So
more blades. Yeah.
It might just be that 10 blades is currently 0.13. I'm not aware of the number, but
doesn't matter. I mean, it hits hard, good duration.
Yeah, like that's mostly that. It's like
it's free.
It's over 3 times the amount of damage. It's like 3.5 times.
And it just sits there. It doesn't matter. You just throw it down on a boss. It's just gonna deal its damage.
Especially, okay, so that's gonna make Blade Vortex even better for bosses, especially because, so we don't know yet. They might say this later, but depending on the amount of like hits you need to regain a Vol skill, and we saw that it was 5 seconds, right? For the Vol skills, that's what we saw in the video. 5 seconds before they could re-get their souls back.
Yeah, about 5.
So if anyway you're getting duration on tree for Blade Vortex, how much do you get on tree?
Infinite.
You get about So like if it hits fast enough that it's lasting 10 seconds and you're hitting as well, does that mean that you can now just kind of keep on jollily rolling around while having your Blade Vortex just like murder everything around?
Yeah, just kill everything that's straggling on.
Could also make it really interesting for a fight like Uber Elder, because you're just, go ahead, Volblade Vortex, do your thing. Meanwhile, I'm gonna run around, you know?
You notice they slightly nerfed it, though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you can only have 10 blades instead of 20.
That was a while ago.
Base. No, it's 20 right now.
Is it?
I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it right now. It's 20 active right now. But they upped the numbers, because beforehand it was 20% more. Let's see, 30% more damage with hits for each blade, 10% increased hit rate for each blade.
Okay.
So if you look at it, it's now
35%
per. So that's 350 compared to the old one, which was 200. So now it hits even faster than the old one.
The damage is really nerfed though, because the 30% more
nerfed.
damage, yeah.
Because you're only getting now 350% more damage compared to the old one at 20, which would have been 600% more damage.
So I guess it's basically they nerfed it to compensate for the fact that Vol BV is going to be running around as well, letting you essentially have old BV.
Yeah.
So this is actually, due to the nerf, I think this is actually not that great.
Yeah, that's the thing. They did nerf the number.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were still at 20. Because I remember what was it? We used to be at what, 50 or something like that?
And by the way, the critical strike chance is new. That is not on the original, or on the current version. The 10%
we also lost the damage with ailments.
You lost the damage with ailments, though. Yeah, you don't get more damage with ailments, but you instead, you get crit.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is nice. I mean, 10, that's 100% increased critical strike chance. I mean, it's nothing to laugh at.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So now it seems like it's forcing it even harder into crit. Like you have to go crit now. With
Yeah, no,
crit.
you don't have a choice. I mean, it's 6% base crit, and the whole point of the skill is that it gives you increased crit chance.
Even more
like-
crit. So the first new
I don't know
skill,
how I feel about that.
Fire.
Honestly,
It's interesting.
it's really cool, but the fact that they nerfed it down to 10, meaning that the 2 blades to get the same damage, you essentially have to have all blade vortex up. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it will depend on, like I said, yeah, it's really weird that they nerfed the damage element of it.
Especially because here's the thing. Oh, wait, what am I saying? Okay, Volblade Vortex doesn't have the more damage for each blade. So this Volblade Vortex, is this actually deal more than Blade Vortex, or does it even deal less?
No, it actually might deal the same. It
'Cause-
literally actually might be the same.
Oh, no, it is, yeah, because
Yeah.
350% more damage.
50% more damage.
So it's actually Volblade Vortex is literally just Blade
A
Vortex
second
is
Blade
now
Vortex.
a 2-step skill.
You now have double Blade Vortex.
So this is in no way. It's actually okay. So I went from thinking this is a great buff to Blade Vortex with like keeping on damage to like it's actually a nerf to Blade Vortex overall.
It makes it more annoying to play. I
Which-
mean,
which is a
it's
nerf.
a two mind thing. Like I'm like two mind. It's going to. Well, let me see something. It's like depends to me. Okay, how fast does Blade Vortex end up hitting? Because you also have to calculate that it's going to be hitting much faster. Because you're now going from 200 to 350% faster attacks.
Right. It is also going to hit faster because they're each an independent source of hitting. Because Blade Vortex is going to hit, and Volblade Vortex is going to hit, and they don't trigger
Yeah.
each other's thing. But then, and I
Like
don't
it-
know. The increased, the added damage effectiveness is also higher on Vol BV. Vol, yeah.
What's the volume?
It's 60% instead of 30%.
Instead of 30. It's not bad. Like it seems like just a kind of interesting rework of what the skills.
Yeah, it feels more like a rework of Blade Vortex than an addition of a
'Cause in
cool Vol
theory-
Blade Vortex skill.
It's like it's now better for mapping, in my opinion, because you always only had like 5 fucking blades.
Yeah.
anyways. Who gives a shit? So now it's going to be way faster in clearing packs, and on bosses it is either going to be slightly lower or about the fucking same. And when you throw down a Blade Vortex, the Vol version on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you'll have easier time getting crit because you get 100.
So
crit
yeah,
by
so
itself.
interesting.
Interesting change.
Not sure yet entirely how it's going
Yeah.
to perform. I think it's going to be solid. I think people are going to
Yeah.
like it. I think it's like also a lot going to depend on how fast the independent moving thing is. Like, is it, a dancing duo thing where it's just going to follow you no matter how fast you go? Or is it just like, oh, I drop it, it killed the pack, I'm already whirling blades 3 packs later and it's gone?
Yeah, and it's gone. That's what I'm worried about is that part. That it's just gonna, it's just, independent instead of slowly walk everywhere and just do absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
As in,
Lightning Spire Trap. Trap which must trigger will repeatedly strike multiple areas around it for a duration, dealing lightning damage. Modifiers to cast speed will affect how frequently it strikes. And increase crit, 100% increase crit against shocked enemies.
Shocked enemies strikes 3 areas, so it's gonna hit 3 times. It's
Every
gonna go 1, 2, 3 every 3 seconds. So I'm getting.
no.
Is it 3 every
It's-
time, or is it in order where it's like 1, 2, 3 every 0.3?
I would say it hits 3 every time because it says repeatedly strike multiple areas around it for a duration. So it's like every time
get-
it hits, it's striking multiple areas around
Yeah.
it.
So the base duration is 3.5 seconds. So you're looking at 0.3. That's gonna means it's going to hit 10, 12 times or
Mhm.
11 times, almost 12. With any increased duration, you're getting up to 12 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it has extra kins against shocked. It has fairly good damage for a level 1 lightning skill.
Yeah, 21 to 64 is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, look at the alternative. Lightning Trap. Lightning Trap is, 3 to 62. Right? This is fucking 21 to 64. It's so much smaller that you're not getting screwed. Like it's more consistent.
So
It has pretty good effectiveness. 85% damage effectiveness is pretty nice.
Saboteur does not have any trap duration on it, by the way. I just wanted to recheck.
Yeah. Thing is, you might not even give a shit. You might go like Elementalist or something else and just grab it on the node if you're gonna try to fuck with it. Because you need like one node. You're
Yeah.
good to go.
Okay. What's the comparable like lightning skills? Is that, can I search that? No.
You got Ball Lightning. Ball Lightning is 2 to 32, but it's Ball Lightning.
Yeah, but the ball lightning hits super fast. This is arc,
Yeah.
maybe. Arc.
Arc might be.
2 to
Let's see.
47.
Oh, yeah. The thing, like I said, the thing I'm noticing about it that it looks nice is the fact that it is a much smaller like gap.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm gonna either hit for nothing or a fuck ton. It's okay, I'm gonna hit slightly smaller and then I might hit fucking well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Storm Call is 13 to 341.
I mean, Storm Call is like I mean, it has to be that good.
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing, right? Is that this is basically a bunch of mini Storm Calls in a row.
Yeah. But
So
it's
this is-
faster than Storm
yeah.
Call.
But it is a level 28 gem, though.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
I mean, yeah,
We have to we have to expect it to be strong. Is the point?
slightly more damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's like I said, not even the damage I care about. It's just the range is what I like. That's a good range. That's a lot better than a lot of like, lightning skills that just get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the siphoning trap.
Okay. Applies debuff beams.
Full damage.
Do cold damage over time. The beam is also applied to you, getting life managed regenerate based on number of debuff beams affecting enemies. Okay, so 4.3 base cold damage per second. Base duration is
It's
3 seconds.
Modified by dots.
Yeah.
Applies the beam to the 10 closest.
Well, modified by
enemies.
spell damage. Dot is affected both by dot and spell damage. So just
And spell
like
damage,
ED.
yes. Yeah,
Uh,
which is good. It's important to have that tactic.
Yeah. 10
spell damage.
enemies. And if any enemy, so basically you always get at level 1, and it's a level 1 skill. No, it's a level 10 skill. Level 10 skill,
Yeah.
you get 6.3 life regen, 1.5 mana regen,
And
and then for
1.5
each.
mana.
So,
That
assuming
is, let's see. Let's say 9. That's 2.7 more, right? So It
Right.
would be 9 more. So 1.5 times that be 3.4.
well, no, it would be
4.4
it'd be 10.
flat mana
No,
regen?
it'd be 1.3 more life regen per second and 3 mana regen. It'd be like 13 and 3. So it'd be 19.3 and
No, I'm looking at mana regen. I don't even give a
14
fuck about the life.
14.5 mana regen.
How? I mean, it says what if any enemy is affected. so
1.5
you're
is
gonna
if
get
enemy,
something.
and then for each affected enemy, it hits 10
But it only
enemies.
affects- Yeah, but the first one is. I mean, at best, that's another 0.3. It's 4.5. Like that's it. It's just 4.5 flat.
No,
This
for
is
for each affected enemy. So if you get 0.3 for each affected enemy, you get 3 mana if you have 10. It's just 0.3 times 10.
Yeah, which is 3.
Oh, I was looking
3
at the
times 10.
I was looking at the I was fucking talking in tens because I was still looking at the life regen when we were talking about mana. I'm stupid.
No,
Ignore
mana.
me.
It's
Yeah, so
4.5
4.5 mana
mana.
regen, which is really low.
Which is nuts. That's pretty decent. I mean, 4.5 base mana regen. I mean, Alastiir is what 15, and that's at level 1.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
So it
think
depends
about
on how
if
it
you're getting
scales.
like later on, if it scales and you're getting like 70, 75 flat mana regen.
Well, the thing is, you'd actually be
Okay.
getting much more as long as you are constantly using that trap and you are running the map. But then you'd be getting much less whenever you get to the boss. That's kind of the point, right? It's like
Yeah, you only get a little
Beca-
bit on the boss.
because as long as you're going to be throwing 3 traps, and there's more than 10 mobs. So yeah, it's gonna be like a whole bunch of life and mana regen
But
until
it's
you get to the boss, and then the
good.
boss is gonna be a bit.
But the thing is, though, it's still really nice to sustain for traps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, just in general. I mean, think about it. You can just throw this fucker on and just whatever increase duration, Siphoning Trap, whatever. Easy ass life regen, fucking mana regen. Don't give a shit.
Cooldown's 4 seconds though.
Yeah. So it's
And
one of the
it
ones
does
that
not have
a
charges.
cooldown.
And it,
Yeah, but it's only gonna be thrown one time.
well, Lightning Spire also has 8-second cooldown.
Let's see, 8-second 3. So let's see. So that means you can throw it 3 times in 8 seconds.
Are you sure, or is it not?
It's cooldown time is 8 seconds, 3 uses.
Is that how it's worded? Not 8.
Well, it means you'll
8
throw
seconds
one.
per?
You'll throw one. It's per. So 8 seconds. You throw one. 8 seconds later, you'll have another one. Throw another one. You have that. You throw
Right.
Another one. You have it
Yeah.
again.
So it's actually
Every
a
8
24-second cooldown for all
If you
3.
threw all of them, yeah. If you burned
Yeah.
all 3 instantly, which is weird because they're getting rid of some trap cooldowns. I guess they think these are spooky enough to give it back. Because
Okay.
like 8 is huge.
Yeah, you know what I
It's
think?
such a long cooldown.
I think the reason these are having that is because they want the damage and all that to be really high, and they want the cooldown to be there, or else Saboteur has no point.
I think it's also because I think these traps are supposed to be special traps, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are not meant for mapping in the sense it's not to kill white mobs. This shit is for killing rares and bosses. And the
Well-
other one is like the 4 seconds one use. It's like, well, the skill the debuff lasts 3. So in reality, it's not going to stack with itself anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So you only need to be able to use it about.
Yeah,
every
it's
4
like
seconds.
it's essentially a sustain trap.
Yeah. It's for
Uh,
sustaining. This is for boss killing
So
or weird.
if you go Saboteur, you have 50% trap cooldown recovery. So it'd be 4 seconds for Lightning Spire and 2 seconds for Siphoning, which is
Yeah.
pretty big.
Which is pretty nice. If you look at the next one, Explosive Trap has no cooldown.
Yeah, Explosive Trap, 1 second cast, 6 crits. All of these have 6 crit so far,
Yeah,
except for the
fatty
Siphoning,
crit.
because Siphoning's just a
Dot.
dot, so it doesn't do that. It's a pretty good crit. 50% fizz damage converted to fire damage. Ooh, it's
Already
another
busted.
fizz. Already busted because it's
Flat
fizz.
Like this, you're busted. Get out.
Yup. Creates 4 smaller explosions as well. More small explosions occur on the quick session after the first.
Doesn't matter. Flat biz, you're busted as shit. You're just
Yep.
gonna stat stick it and be like, whatever. Here's a trap that does 1 billion damage.
You know, I wish I could say you're wrong, but I can't. So yeah.
No, it's flat biz. Until they fix
Mm.
conversion and these shaper weapons, you see physical damage. It's amazing.
All right, next
Period.
one. Flamethrower trap. That's the one we were seeing, I'm sure. Yeah, there you go.
Flamethrowers,
Throws a trap,
yes.
releases a number of flames, different directions. Flames last for duration, rotating around the trap, repeatedly dealing damage. Burning enemies dealt more damage. Modifiers to cast speed, apply to the rotation speed of the flames. Dude, you gotta go max fucking cast speed and make some fucking
Beyblade?
Chinese Beyblade, like, fucking explosives and fireworks and
trap.
stuff.
Beyblade explosive. Like
Oh my
fucking
god.
flamethrower
Beyblade
trap.
trap. I dig it.
Let's see. Cooldown. 8. Yeah,
8
it's the same thing as.
seconds.
So this is going to be the same thing as.
Lightning Spire,
This
but
is another lightning spire for a fire trap. So if you throw a fire trap, it's burning. So every time this thing passes through them, they're going to be taking that 25% more damage. And you're going to throw out 3 of the fucking things. So that means that all 3 of them are beating the crap out of you and dealing 25% more.
well, no.
So this is what I'm thinking
You're putting down 3 mines that each shoot 4 traps.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Well, you get but the whole point is that's why it's only like 25% more because it's like put them on any burning ground. You throw out 1 billion of these things, you're hitting it, especially if good cast speed, so you're actually pelting the shit out of them.
Yeah. it's
So
gonna be fun.
that's a really interesting trap.
Seismic
cool.
trap, another 8-second 3
Busted.
uses.
Busted as shit.
But-
Look at that damage.
Yep. It's the third level 28 one.
Anyone. That
It's
OP.
this is waves every 0.9. Releases 5 waves. So does that mean that the impacting its duration never does anything? Potentially increased duration is bad?
Let's see. So it releases waves. So the whole thing is, it sounds like it's gonna do small waves, and the last one's gonna actually create like an actual full like earthquake effect. So, but the thing is, it doesn't say the larger burst does any more damage.
No, it's just the AOE. I'm pretty sure. My problem here is why does
modifier to cast speed affect how frequently it releases the wave?
Right.
So it's actually scaled by cast speed.
Why does it say releases 5 waves? That's my problem here.
It's releasing small circles. The small burst is going to be 5 every time it pulses.
Okay, so it's releasing 5 lines of waves.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then it's fine. Because if it's locked to pulsing 5 times, why the fuck do you care about cast speed? It's like
yeah, no.
Okay,
that's the number it's releasing every time it pulses.
So it's another cast speed based trap, which works well with flamethrower. It deals fizz damage. Except who cares? Because you're just going to be running seismic trap and explosive trap and 2 stat sticks and fucking call it a day.
Yeah,
It is the only trap with 5% crit though. The others all have 6. So
who gives a shit?
I'm just saying it is relevant. It also does have the cooldown, so you pretty much have to go as Saboteur.
Yeah, but look at that fucking damage.
Oh yeah,
32 to 62 at level 1. What does any of them have that much flat base fucking physical damage?
Glass.
I'm talking. Yeah, maybe GC does.
GC is 48 to 422.
Well, no, just
Fizz,
level 1 is top to top.
Fizz is 48 to 72.
That's the level 1. Yeah.
So it's just
per attack, not like 5 times over. Or 3 times.
Right. I don't think the waves will shotgun. There's no way they're adding a new thing. So it's basically slightly under GC in terms of damage at level 1. But it's a trap, and you can throw 3 of them.
It's not even that, though. You have to think of it this way. I throw 3 of them. I can now do whatever the fuck I want. I don't give a shit. They're just, Glacial Cascade. You have to just keep casting Glacial Cascade. Mm-hmm. There is nothing else you can do. So it's like, you're getting a fuck ton of damage doing nothing. You're just throwing it out there. It's going to do its damage. You don't have to care about it. And it's doing a lot because you double stat sticked it and you don't care.
Yep.
The last one, Charge Trap.
Supporters of the 20 when trap is triggered by an enemy. Fancy charge when trap is triggered by an enemy. Isn't that like on the tree?
What the fuck, though?
Crit multi per power charge.
Yeah, okay. 12 crit multi, you're literally getting in.
Well, no, yeah, so like if you're running a crit build, you'd go 5. You'd go 5 for this.
5/5. No, even 5/5 would be good. I mean, you got to think about it though. Explosive trap doesn't have a cooldown, meaning it's totally dependent on how fast can you throw those fuckers out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't give a shit, just throw them out more. So having throw speed is super important. Because you're just going to be able to chunk them out way faster and get the hell out of the way. So this thing is actually really nutty. I mean, having 12 crit multi per power charge. I mean, you run 5 power charge, that's 60 crit multi for actually doing nothing. I mean, you're using a support gem, but I mean, it's really good. It's your sustain, it's speed, it's damage. I mean, really good. Really good. Even though I don't see this thing being useful until high level, until you actually,
Yeah, because basically it's gonna be 60% multi, and then a bunch of trap throwing speeds, so 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Yeah. 50%, 30%, and you get you basically it's permanent power charge, frenzy charge, sustain.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah.
The question is it worth the link? Alright, look at this. This thing is like a hybrid between like your crit damage, any of your power charge generations, and increased critical strike damage.
Yeah, so crit multi support gem is 103 at top, but it's 75 at 1. One's level 18. This one's level what? This one's level 31.
1. And it's level 1 though. And it's starting at 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it starts at 50%, 60%, sorry, at level 1. So it starts with 15% less.
Yeah, it's only starting at, it's going to be 36 and 18. Because you're only going to have 3 and 3.
I'm not talking about realistically. I'm talking about your level 90. You're debating: do I put in charge traps or inc crit damage?
Something else or something else.
Right, or something else. But I'm just saying, comparing those two. Okay, so you have the 5, assuming you went for that, which you would if you're going for this. So the point is, wait, what's the maximum amount of power charges you can get? Like 7? But then you need a +1 as a like on gear. So like you can get 6 on tree, but the problem is as trap you.
Or you're playing an ascendancy that just gets one. But that's like
yeah, but if
you a cultist.
The thing is, if you want to play,
Trickster?
If you're gonna play like explosive seismic, there's no way you're not going saboteur. Like that, you need that 50% cooldown recovery and all that like, and all the trap throwing speed. Like,
yeah, it's so nice.
So,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you might be able to get some juiciness, but I think it would be at that point like,
because if you go 6, it's almost a increased critical damage support. So if you manage to have 6 power charges, it's pretty much better because it's only 3% less multi for a fuck ton of trap throwing speed and constant power charges and French charge generation.
And the same.
Yeah.
Which is the bigger part. But yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty good if you build into it. I think it's going to be a threshold where it's like, if you have X, it is better than other options.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see as well, along with things that like get you have extra power charges. So,
because this thing has to be linked to like explosive trap. You're not going to put it on seismic trap because you don't have it. You can't throw it fast enough to keep generating. So it's like this is going on like explosive trap that has 0 cooldown. You don't care. It's like only going on your clear skill. It's like seismic. I think you could do that, like a double trap setup where like explosive's doing all the clear, and seismic has like the old school where it's like conk effect, elemental focus, trap and mind damage.
Yeah, there's actually there's no good +1 power charge item that you would equip.
No, they're all shit. They're all bad. It's like you either get it from an ascendancy or you only get 6.
Or you corrupt it.
Yeah, but isn't it only like very few items? I think it's like staves and that's it. I actually think it's only staves.
Oh yeah, it's any 2-handed weapon.
That's just or 2-handed. Woo!
So yeah, you'd be at 6. So if you go for 6, which means you're pathing down to so you'd path all the way over. It's not actually that unrealistic to path all the way over to the one near Templar because you probably want Amplify if you're going in that area anyway. So you could go Amplify because you're going to want Mom as a trapper usually.
Yeah.
So you get Mom, you get Amplify. That's only like 5 points away.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, I mean, the biggest thing, and this is my thing, is why I would go Saboteur is because of the start. Like, I guess spell damage, but it's like...
Oh no!
Like
I'm saying going as Sabo, pathing towards all
Templar.
3 power charges. Because I was wondering just how, because the one near Sabo you're getting for free. You're passing through fucking cold-hearted calculation anyway if you're going crit, which you are. So it's
still annoying to get.
You take it.
You're going to, but it's annoying.
Yeah, it's 3 points. And it's 3 points that suck, but you don't have a choice. It's just 3 points that in this point don't suck if you're taking that specific thing. Because it's 3 points for a power charge, 12 crit multi. Well, actually more because that's a level 1 gem, so we don't know how much crit multi.
Yeah,
and
it's going to go higher.
And a bunch of trap throwing speed. So at that point, it's 3 points that are worth it. Then you're obviously, because you're getting blast radius, you're getting cruel prep and all that shit, tasty shit over there, and annihilation, you were only 3 points away from instability. I mean, you're 2 points away from instability, and then you're getting the spell damage. This is a spell, right? It does scale with spell damage? Yes, it is. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a
so then the question is, if you go Mom, then you're only a couple points away from Amplify, then you're only a couple points away from Overcharge. That one is 5 points, though. Actually, yeah, it's 5 points.
That one you might skip.
You might skip. I think that depends on how much you get at the end. It also depends on if you go get Purity of Flesh. Because if you do happen to get Purity of Flesh as like your life,
It's
then it's only
probably worth it if
it's only
you're
3 points away. Because if you're going crit with that, you're getting Arcane Potency probably. If you're there anyway.
If you are, yeah. But I'm saying like that's still like if it's in the tree, yeah. If it's only a couple of points, it might be worth it. I'm saying if there's better alternatives, yeah, you'll just skip it and go with 5. It's still 60% crit multi at level 1 and 30% frenzy charge speed. If you, but the thing is, you wouldn't get the 4th probably though, because that means you'd also then have to go south to Raider or to Ranger side.
What are you talking about?
Power charge for the frenzy for the cast speed.
Oh, the frenzy.
You need frenzy charges. The one in Shadow is free. It's not hard to get. You're always passing by that fucker. But the thing is, you want another one, you'd have to go down to Ranger. If you're trying to go from Ranger to fucking like Witch and Templar, that's pretty challenging.
Yeah, I know, but I think if you're going Sabo, you don't need the frenzy because you're gonna have enough trap throwing speed thanks to Sabo. And like the nose on the tree. Like Sabo on its own gives you what, 16%? Is that it? Is Sabo really like a 16? God, they need to give you more trap throwing speed. Then again, trap throwing speed isn't that bad even base. It's not the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to depend. But I think, like I said, it's going to be build dependent. It's not, it's probably a good option. I just don't know if it's going to be the best option. But it's, I mean, I think the trap throwing speed is just so good that you'll probably get used. It's basically faster casting.
Anyway, let's move on to the next thing right now.
Revamp. In addition to the 12 gems above, we've worked around 20 skills.
In order to unlock even more gameplay options, we've made changes to the effects, mechanics, function, and balance of these gems to bring them up to the power and quality levels of modern Path of Exile skills. Various systems like Ignite have also been improved.
Nice.
Is that it?
Yeah. We don't get to see him though, sadly.
Okay, let's do this quick before I have to head out. In addition to 12 new gems above, 28 new unique items, 20 new divination cards, and many other changes. Okay, so they work 32 skills total, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Reworks.
All right. Peace Song, Platinum Chris. New Vol Corruption. 14% chance to gain Unholy Might for 3 seconds on kill.
That's pretty nice. The belt. That is way too much max life on a belt. Way too much.
Wait, are heavy belts just changed now?
No, I think it's corrupted. I think it's part of the corruption.
Oh, okay. So this is like a belt that you would get, and then you would corrupt it and hope for a thing. So you could get plus 2 max endurance charges, or do you think it drops corrupted?
It probably drops corrupted.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it just gives you one of the rolls from the.
Boo.
Well, no, that means in theory you could have like 3 endurance charge belts. Like, okay.
Oh yeah, it's tripled. Holy shit! I thought it was doubled. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, that is a belt with like almost that's 54 life. Yeah,
it's disgusting. All right, Zerfi's Heart, 20% increased mana vision, level 70, 51 to 59 chaos damage. It's a lot. Yeah. Increased attribute requirements.
Yeah.
Chaos damage can ignite, chill, and shock. Gain Soul Eater when you use a Vol skill. What the fuck? This thing is amazing.
Let's go, Soul Eater.
Oh my god.
That's a nutty ass necklace.
That's amazing.
If you can beat the requirements, like you will probably dunk on everything.
Yeah.
Pure chaos build. Do everything.
Dude, ED ignites, chills, and shocks.
Yeah, ED now does everything.
Alright. Sapphire Ring, immune to bleed, another corruption. Sexy.
Yeah, new corruption.
Shaper's Seed grants level 23 Purity of Fire, increased elemental damage. What?
Implicit wed Purity of Fire. Okay.
Wow, level 23.
23.
9 Shrieking Essence.
That is juicy. Juicy. That's 1 per card.
Pretty nice. Alright.
How's that even gonna work though? I mean, I guess it's 9 of a Shrieking Essence. Okay. It's a full stack of Shrieking.
Yeah.
So at worst, it's also then 3 Deafenings.
Okay, so we've got councils. I'm just checking the supporter packs real quick. Council, High Council, weird ass fucking armor thing. Conquest. Is that a portal? Jesus, that's so big.
That's a big ass portal.
Grand Conquest, dude. It's fucking got frills and shit. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Oh, really.
And First
He's
Blood
the
starter pack.
conquistador.
Alright. Okay. Sounds good. Anyway, I gotta head out. It's time for me to go, sadly.
Yeah,
But
he's
it's pretty hype. A lot of cool shit.
I'm liking it.
Looking forward to more things. But yeah, this looks really cool. Like 12 mini timed breaches followed by a Omega breach that you made yourself.
Yeah, and then the final boss.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a dungeon system, basically.
Yep. All right.
See you later.
Gots to go. Bye bye.